6:15.
Yep. Feed starts at 6:05. Workout starts at 6:15. But it is now 3 o'clock.
3 p.m.
So what's up, Best Hour Fit Fan? What's up, Pruli on Zoom? Anyone watching on YouTube? Anyone watching recording later? My name is TJ Hollywood.
I'm Josh with the Rainmaker.
And today we are giving you a tutorial on the front kick. All right. So the front kick is a very quick, snappy kick. We use it in a lot of combos here. It's a very basic kick, but it is very effective. So let's go over the basics to start. First thing you got to do before you do a front kick, fighter stance, right,
Fighter
Josh?
stance.
Fighter stance.
Always.
So let's talk about the left front kick. Yeah, I like to call the left front kick the jab of kicks. A jab, you don't have to pivot, you don't have to do anything, just throw out that punch real quick, right? Same thing with that left front kick. You're in your fighter stance, you're bouncing around, you're all ready to go. All you do is you bring that knee up and you strike. So you don't have to step back, slide, shuffle, do the cha-cha. You're over. If he wants to knock that bag over, trust me, it wouldn't take a lot of power or speed. You could just basically put a foot on the bag and shove it over.
Sure.
Not super impressive. It's not going to be a very good kick either. In a real fight, they're just going to grab that leg anywhere and take you down with it.
Exactly.
You want to be snappy with it. So the left front kick, again, you just bring that knee up, and it snaps out. Now, Josh, what part of your foot are you hitting the bag with?
Hit him with the ball of your foot.
The ball of the foot. That is very important for a couple of reasons. One is it gives a nice, harder surface you can pop into. The other reason, Josh, you want to tell me what the other reason is?
The other reason is it keeps your muscles in your legs really safe.
Safety. It keeps that knee bent. So if you're a right distance from the bag, a person, whatever your target is, by the time you hit that target, your knee stays bent because you're extending the foot out. I pull the toes back, so I'm hitting mostly with the ball of that foot, but I'm keeping my heel off the target, keeping that knee bent, and for a nice snappy kick. So safety, gives you a little extra distance, and it's that nice target. Kind of like your knuckles on a fist, you got the ball of your foot to strike that bag. Now, Josh, doing the right front kick, major difference. We're going to slide back with that left foot. This way you're now a correct distance to snap that right foot out in that front kick. Boom. So whether you're hitting a bag, whether you're sparring with a person, assuming you're always keeping the right amount of distance with your target or your opponent, you're always going to want to slide that foot back and then pop that right front kick out. Now, obviously, if you're chasing an opponent, then sure, you could just step forward with that kick and step forward. But in our classes, your bag's not going to do a lot of moving around unless you're the one hitting it. So that means you're always going to slide that foot back and then reset back into fighter stance.
Exactly. And like you said, whether you're on a bag or if you're sparring with a person, if this was a person and I'm in distance to hit them and I try to throw that foot up, I'm going to end up pushing me backwards and they're not going to go anywhere. And that's the reason because of the hips. So when you're far back, you push your hips forward, which means the momentum's going in. If you're too close, your hips are actually going to push backwards, which is going to push you back, not the bag forward.
Yeah, you're going to be the one losing balance. You're the one going to be the one moving in the wrong direction. You're not going to have the upper hand, so to speak.
Exactly.
Whereas a front kick, if you're keeping that distance proper, you're keeping them at a distance, you're actually going to be kicking them away from you further, and you're going to be much safer in the process of doing it.
Agreed.
So that's the front kick. So again, like Josh was saying earlier, those hips add a lot of power to it. But the way you're going to get that power out is by really thrusting those hips forward as you lean your shoulders back. So think of the hip bridge move, right? When you're on the floor and you thrust your hips up, he thrusts his hips up. It's the same concept with that front kick. If he was doing a front kick from the ground, he'd thrust his hips up, kick the bag with the ball of the foot. Shoulders went back and hips went forward. So same thing in the air. My shoulders go back, my hips go forward. That's what gives us that extra distance, mainly that power, but keeping that core tight to keep the lower back safe. One other quick thing with all kicks, we always use a little bit of arm pump, right? But here's the important thing. Your opposite arm should always be up. It should never drop. So when I do a left front kick, my right arm stays up. That glove would stay right close to my face, elbow tight to my body. It doesn't move. So what I see a lot of people doing is they'll kind of bring the knee up, they'll bring both their gloves up, and they'll pump down. It's like, yeah, you might have got the extra momentum from that, might have felt fun, but you just dropped your guard completely. So if you don't hit your opponent with that, or if you do and it doesn't do as much power, they're going to be all over you.
I can
very
tell
quick.
you, when I'm sparring and I see the double hand pump, I just get excited because that means everything up here is open. And that means if you're doing a front kick and your front kick's a little faster, as they toss some hands down, you can hit them. or you can go up a little higher, and as they toss those hands down, you can connect up top.
Oh, yeah. Your
Either
opponent
way.
will look for those.
Yeah,
if they
those
start
are
noticing
things
you
I
have
look for.
a regular, consistent pour four move, they're going to
Yes.
take advantage of that. So dropping your hands is one of those. So always make sure your opposite hand stays up. Now,
Agreed.
you can't have the one pumping arm, but another thing is it should be in unison with your kick. So I don't put the arm down kick and then leave my arm down and reset and then bring it up, because then again, I'm still open on one
I'm
side.
looking for that.
I'm throwing that kick, my hand snaps down, but as soon as my foot comes down, my hand's back up. So my hand chopping should be as quick as that snappy kick.
Agreed.
It just getting a little extra momentum. You're kind of doing a little extra swing action, but you got that hand back up, that glove, that arm for defense. So remember, whatever kick you're doing, if you're doing a little arm chop, keep one glove up the entire time, have the other one be in unison with your arm, and make sure you don't do a little double pump action.
Yes.
Because that's going to be game over.
And another thing that people sometimes do, instead of throwing their hands both down, they'll actually bring one too high up.
Oh, yeah.
So we say keep your hands up. What that means is keep your hands by your face, not above your face, because this right there is zero defense as well. So just make sure when you're doing it, I like to front kick with the left front kick. Remember, we hit with the ball of our foot. We bring our knee up. That pop of that knee is very important. And that's another thing. Okay, so before we end this, a lot of people like to do the knee pop up and then the forward kick, or they just go straight out with it. If you go straight out with it, you're going to bring your toes either up your opponent or up the bag, and that's not good. So you want to pop the knee nice and high and then shoot those hips forward. So the knee comes up and then it goes straight forward. You do not want it to do some type of arc thing like that. So knee pops up nice and high, shoots those hips forward. So make sure, and that's going to make sure you connect with the ball of your foot and not your toes, because we like our toes, and that's no fun.
Yeah.
So make sure when you're doing it, you pop it straight up. Try not to bring it back before going forward, and that's a lot of things we see with the left front kick as well.
Definitely.
So like you said, no nonsense kick. Bring it up. You bridge the hips, shoot the hips forward, lean the shoulders back, right hands up, and connecting with the ball of that foot in a snappy motion.
So think snappy, think quick. Again, if you're knocking the bag over, chances are somewhere along the way your form is a little off. Maybe you're leaning into the bag when you kick. Maybe you're not doing snappy. You're actually pushing, right? Huge difference. So make sure if it's snappy, that bag shouldn't necessarily move over. It should be just like you punch and you don't then push after you punch. Same thing with our kicks. Snap off it. Treat the bag like it's on fire, right?
Yeah. And another thing is when you are aiming with your front kick, as you get better at your martial arts, you're aiming for about belly level. Bellies are soft, and when you kick them with the front kick, it doesn't feel very good for the other person. So another way people can tip it over is if they kick too low. If you're kicking really low, it takes less force to drop it up. So try to aim a little higher, try to get it about waist level or a little higher for that belly button. I like to place my uppercut when I'm on a bag the same spot I place that front kick. Because again, that belly is nice and soft, and that's where you want to be aiming. And as you get your form and your technique down, then you start aiming and placing those kicks.
Yeah, definitely. Now that being said, as always, height should be up to your flexibility and strength levels. So if you're very new to this, not very if you're really tight, don't try to kick to the head and then fall over backwards, pull a muscle in the groin. Not worth it. Snappy. All right, you guys. We'll see you tonight. Live hit warm up. 15-minute long, 6:15 start time.